That was keen. Everybody's changing. And I've had a change of guests. Do you see? Karen Gillan left the building. And now Noel Fielding is sitting in her delicate chair.
Hello.
Did you see all the Doctor Who Whovians? Were they outside still?
Yeah, they were actually, yeah. They were slightly disappointed when they saw me.
Why?
That I wasn't the Doctor.
I'm surprised you haven't been in Doctor Who.
I'd love to be the Doctor.
Yeah. Oh, do you know actually you'd make a really good Doctor, wouldn't you?
I wouldn't mind doing it, actually. You could be my assistant.
No, I'm feeling like this will be in the clip. This clip will be in documentaries in years to come.
Really?
That's a really good idea.
It's quite hard, I think, because I think David Tennant was really good at it, and then I think it's made it quite hard. Like, I like the new guy, but I think Tennant was one. He really shone, didn't he? And now,
see, I was surprised that I like Matt Smith
I do
so
really
much
like him as well,
because
yeah.
David Tennant seems sort of definitive, and you kind of go,
Yeah.
well, how do you follow that?
It's a tough one.
And then I was saying to Karen when she was here, I remember watching the first one, and they were fully formed.
yeah, he's really good.
Yeah, both of them, I think, excellent. Now, listen, we know you for lots of things. Never Mind the Buzzcocks, The Mighty Boosh,
Yeah.
big on panel shows, things like that. This book, it's called The Scribblings of Madcap Shambleton, and I'm so impressed by it.
Wow, thank you.
But, it's not like you dabble a bit in art. It's beautiful.
Well, I wanted to sort of make sure that if I did do an art book, that I would just pack it with paintings and drawings, and it would be a lot of stuff that I've done over the last sort of 5 years, but I just wanted to make sure people realise that I did do that all the time. You know, sometimes when you see a pop star or something do an exhibition, there's like 4 pieces they've done and they're not very good, and you just think, oh, it's a hobby. But I actually paint all the time, and it feeds into my work and stuff. And in the Boosh, I designed the characters and the costumes with Julian as well. He's really good at drawing. But it was always very integral in the animation and stuff. So I just thought it'd be quite a nice thing to do a really good art book. And
You must be so proud of it.
Well, I was lucky because the guy that's in the Boosh, who plays Bolo, is one of my best friends. He's a designer, so he designed it as well, and a lot of the photographs are his. So he's really good at what he does, so he always makes everything look really beautiful.
And I haven't encountered a cover like this before.
It's really soft. You could sleep on that.
It's lovely.
It's like a pillow.
A dog could curl up on this book.
A small dog would love that.
Would love it.
Dogs do cats actually. They like sitting on books, don't they?
Because they can warm them up, and they retain heat. A book.
Basically, it's
we
a
don't want to start
survival
fires.
book.
We don't want to start fires.
No,
but
you can take it out with you and use it as a pillow. It doubles up.
How do you describe? Because it's weird talking about an art book on the radio. So you're you're the artist, Mr. Clever Clogs. So how do you describe your work if someone hasn't seen it before?
Well, I try to make it funny. It's there's a lot of figurative stuff in there, and it's quite abstract. But I've got lots of different styles. I'm quite schizophrenic. I can't really settle down on one style. So there's lots of drawings. There's stuff in crayon. There's stuff in paint. There's stuff in biro. Lots of different characters. There's some that's a bit pop arty. Some that's quite abstract, expressionist.
You're not shy of colour.
No, it's very colourful. I think I might be slightly colourblind, or I might have the sort of colour sense of a wasp, because everyone says to me, "Wow, that's a bit bright," and I always think that's not bright enough yet, is it? A little bit.
And I
psychedelic.
And I've got to ask you, what's the obsession with Brian Ferry? There's an awful lot of pictures of Brian Ferry in the book.
Yeah, I started doing paintings of Brian Ferry, and then I just couldn't stop, and then I thought it'd be funny to do a whole exhibition just on Brian Ferry, and lots of poems about him and writing about him, different styles of paintings of him. And then I thought, that's ridiculous, you can't just do a whole exhibition on Brian Ferry. But I had a whole section of the exhibition that was called The Church of Ferry, and I just sort of got obsessed. And
have you met Brian Ferry?
Yeah, and then I met him after. It was quite hilarious. I interviewed him for NME. I had to sort of explain it to him in a way that wasn't creepy. He thought I was a freak.
Did he find it charming?
Well, he liked he was quite a good artist himself, and I think he was taught at quite a good art school by a pop artist. I can't remember which one it was. Not Hockney, but someone like that. And so he's an artist himself, so he liked it. Yeah, he's got a very strong visual sense, so he was into it. I brought him some postcards, and he liked them. He put them up in his studio. So I think he liked it, although he hadn't read any of the writing.
And he didn't buy any.
No, I don't think so. No.
But it's interesting the things without, because there's a lot of text in the book as well.
Yeah,
sort of short stories and.
Well, as a comedian, I thought I couldn't just do a visual book. I had to put some little short stories in as well, and some jokes. Hopefully, the art's funny. You know, I tried to make it funny the same way that I tried to make the comedy a little bit arty and have a bit of both. Because I think you shouldn't just do an out and out art book, if you're a comedian, people are expecting it to be a little bit funny.
A little bit funny, but also I think people want... It's always interesting when someone kind of writes around a painting, because you can look at a painting and kind of go, yeah, it's nice. But
what is it?
But if you put it in context, like lots of things inspire you. Like there's a picture of a cow. A very large cow, and we talked. When did you decide to paint the cow?
Well, I was in France on holiday. Actually, I was in Normandy. Actually, it wasn't South France, and I just found out there was no signal. I was sort of staying in this really beautiful French house, and there was no signal. You had to walk all the way down the end of this field to get any signal, and the phone went. And I knew it was Julian, and we just made a pilot for the BBC, and we were waiting to see if we got a series for the first series of The Bush. And so I had to walk miles to get any signal, and I phoned him, and he went, "We've got a pilot, we've got a series." And I was jumping up and down, and there was no one anywhere, but there was a cow right behind me, and it looked as if the cow was listening in on the conversation. And the cow kind of stared at me as if to go, "Yeah, it won't go a second series." The cow was judging me, and so I thought I would draw that cow and paint that cow, so keep him in my memory.
And all sorts of inspired you. There's a very large... actually, that's the thing. How big? Is this is a painting inspired by your strip search. How big is that painting?
That's massive, yeah. It's about twice as big as your door over there. It's huge. I don't know, 6 foot by 4 foot or something.
Wow.
But I think I was quite angry about it. Sometimes I paint to get stuff out of my system.
That made you angry, the strip search?
Well, it was quite funny, actually. I was a bit drunk. I think I did a forward roll. You're not supposed to do that with my pants around my ankle.
He thought, this will be funny.
I was quite drunk, yeah.
Where were you? At an airport?
No, it was like I was just coming. It was a sort of case of mistaken identity, and we were coming down the road, and they sort of.
Who the hell do they mistake you for?
I'm not sure. Someone who does forward rolls with their pants down their ankles. I don't know.
Did they strip search you after you'd taken you? I mean,
yeah, I think then they recognised me and said, "Oh, we're sorry," and they let me go. But obviously, it's quite shocking, that whole thing. So I thought I should do a painting.
So you were just walking down the street?
Yeah.
I didn't know that could happen. Now I'm very nervous.
Yeah, it's gonna.
Because at airports I know to be nervous, but I didn't know it could just happen wandering around.
Yeah, it probably won't happen in your house or in here. So
no, that's right. Yeah, but it could happen in here.
They could. It's quite rare.
Yeah, luckily I've got those crash barriers for Karen Gillan outside.
It's quite liberating.
Yeah,
anyway.
back. Listen, Noel Fielding is my guest. We'll chat some more after the new one from Ollie Moore's Dance With Me Tonight. Hey, Ollie Moore's, what a nice man. Dance With Me Tonight. Noel Fielding is my guest. He's here with his beautiful big book, posh book. I shouldn't sound so surprised, but we were just talking while the record was on, and it's like you should do these paintings under an assumed name.
Well, maybe I will start doing that. I know
because the fact you're a comedian, does it kind of undermine it? Because people kind of think, oh, he's just doing this as a laugh.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
but you're deadly serious. I mean, it sounds like looking at the amount of work in this,
and that was just some of it. We couldn't get a lot of it in, really. We could do another book easily that size.
So, in your day, how much time do you spend kind of creating and writing?
And I think it all mixes up. I sort of do paintings, and then from those paintings, I paint these weird characters, and they end up being in the show, or I end up doing a painting, writing about it, and then some of that writing goes into the show. It all sort of feeds in and out, really. I think the quickest way I can describe something, an idea, is to draw it. Whereas with me and Julian, I'd go, oh, we should do this, and then I'd always draw it rather than write it down. Whereas Julian, the quickest way he could describe stuff was with music. So neither of us were very conventional sort of writer performers. We were sort of a little bit off key.
Now, Radio 2 listeners may not be your target audience. I don't know.
I don't know. You never know.
But Maureen has taken the time to email in. I have seen Noel on telly lots of times, chat shows, panel shows, etc. He is very funny and handsome. So far, so good.
Thanks, Maureen.
But I don't get the mighty bush. She does call it the mighty bush. I don't get the mighty bush. What exactly is it, please? So,
what is it?
What is that?
I was hoping she could tell me. It's a sort of loose cardigan of ideas. I don't think it's anything, really. It's a lot of different things combined, and that's what freaks people out. They think that there's something they've got to get, an overriding kind of concept. But actually, I think it can, you can enjoy different bits of it. If you have to be a bit loose with it and a bit relaxed and let it wash over you, and then it all comes together in your mind.
It's a total experience. Yes.
I hope so.
Evie May wants to know, are you doing any more signings for the book? Are you up and down the land anymore? Or have you done? Oh, you are?
Trying to combine sort of doing some live painting with them. I did one in Scotland a couple of weeks back at Urban Outfitters, and I painted their shop window. So I'm like a sort of modern day Rolf Harris now. But there's something quite exciting about actually painting live. But I'm trying to think of a way I can encourage young people to actually get involved in the painting and do some painting. Maybe some portraits while they're queuing up for the signing, because it gets a bit boring just a straight signing. Sort of encourage people to get involved in art, because a lot of people think they can't draw, but they can, and then they do it, and it's brilliant.
Yeah, I think bookshops will be busy encouraging them not to draw.
All over the windows and floor.
Yeah. They're going, yeah, that's a great idea, Noel. No.
I might be painting a billboard live in Shoreditch next Saturday.
Really?
Yeah, I shouldn't have said that, but I've said it now.
I'm excited. I live near there.
I'm not sure where.
I'll go watch you. I'll go watch you paint a billboard. Does anybody know you're doing it?
Not yet. They do now.
Do the billboard people know?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine.
It's all set up.
Oh, good. You put fans in the book.
Yeah, I put I got the fans to send in pictures of themselves, because I paint over photographs as well, which I quite like doing. So I got the fans to send in some photographs, and I think the first, whatever it was, 200, I decided to put them in the book and paint over them. So there's a little sort of treat for them.
Oh, now people are always joking. There's quite a few emails here about your outfits.
Yeah,
because you're a dapper dresser. So few men wear a cape.
I know.
And I see you in a cape, and I'm thinking, maybe I should try a cape.
You'd look good in a cape.
No, I wouldn't. I'd look like a mushroom.
But you're a dapper dresser, though.
Well, I love clothes, just clothes don't love me. I feel it's a very one-sided relationship. I spend money on the clothes. What do the clothes give me? Nothing. Just difficult. Humiliation.
As soon as you go into that territory, the cape territory, it's hard to come back. If you just want to sort of be out. I mean, what would be the most shocking for me now is to get photographed wearing sort of shorts and a grey T-shirt. People would find that completely unacceptable. It's like, like...
And where do you get the clothes? Do people make them for you?
No, I just sort of trawled vintage shops for years and years and years. But now I'm getting a few things free, and sometimes I haven't got the time. So I do have the girl that made the costumes in my new show, Amina, is a sort of designer, clothes designer. She's a bit of a stylist for me now, which helps because I just don't have the time. I'd love to, but there's days where you could just go and trawl through vintage shops. I don't have that time anymore. I wish I did. I get sent lots of clothes though. I've got many capes.
Is that... People just find capes and kind of go, this is a lovely cape. What can I do with it? I know. I'll send it to Noel Fielding.
Someone made me a cape out of ties. It was quite beautiful.
That does sound quite extraordinary.
But I'm not sure I could ever wear it anywhere because it's sort of...
It's not really day wear, is it?
No. As Noel Gallagher said, Noel Gallagher once, I bumped into him and he went, I had a cape on. He went, it's not the fact you're wearing a cape, mate. It's the fact that it's a Tuesday. That's what blew his mind. No one wears a cape on a Tuesday.
So you say the new show. Now this new show isn't Boosh.
No, it's my own show.
But are you working with the others on it? No.
Some of them. My brother's in it. He plays in the Boo. He plays my butler in this, but he's an anteater. It's much more surreal and psychedelic than the Boosh. So
wait.
Maureen, don't even bother.
More surreal.
I don't think Maureen should even bother turning the telly on.
Has it come full circle? Will it just look like EastEnders?
Yeah, it's like a really
so surreal.
Drama.
It's become a documentary.
It's much more painterly and animated, and there's sort of plasticine animations, two-dimensional animations. It's very collagey, and it's got Rich Fulcher's in it a little bit from the Bush, and Richard Iwaddy's in it. He plays a hammerhead shark. He's a music producer, and then my brother plays an anteater. It's quite a weird show, but I think it's really beautiful. I think it's the sort of most beautiful thing I've ever made.
And this is Noel Fielding's luxury comedy.
Yeah,
and it's on E4. Do you know when it starts yet?
I think it's January the 15th or something.
Oh, that 16th. Sounds quite specific.
Yeah,
they're hiding the next Doctor Who from us.
Really?
Yeah, they're not telling us. No, it could happen at any time.
Just appear.
You just got to watch BBC One constantly in case
it's going to be tricky, isn't it? Well, luckily we got catch-up TV.
All right, we asked people to choose song, and do you know what I mean? normally you can't second guess people, but
No.
I might have second guessed that you would choose this band. So tell us who you've chosen.
I've chosen T-Rex, and it's Telegram Sam. I love Mark Bolan. I love his sort of lyrics and his look and his whole kind of... I love the sort of... I like a lot of the images and the kind of auras and the whole sort of package of the pop stars and the rock stars. I think that sometimes comedians, they're a bit boring and they're sort of, you know... I think Mark Bolan and people like that and Sid Barrett, they were the people that were my heroes, really. So try and bring a little bit of that into our comedy. Try and dress up in a bit of fur.
No, because it's funny, because I remember reading about Mark Bolan, and he used to borrow things from his mom's wardrobe, and like coats and things.
Yeah.
Like when he wasn't known.
Yeah,
no, and
so
he would just
did I.
walk around.
I used to borrow stuff from his mum's wardrobe as well. She was furious.
Here it is, Telegram Sam.